it's Meg from The Empowered Way, and today I'm going to show you how to roll out the perfect pie crust so you'll never have to buy a frozen one or a store-bought one ever again. So when rolling out a pie crust, you are going to need to keep a few things handy. First of all, of course, you're going to start with your pie crust dough, and this is half the amount of dough from the recipe that you can see on my blog. It's a vegan pie crust. And then you're going to also need, of course, a rolling pin, some flour, some really cold ice water, a ruler, and some kitchen scissors. And also, of course, you're going to need a pie pan. Pie pan is sloped on the edges, so this is really important to make sure your crust sits well. And then you're going to want to use a glass one or a ceramic one. I wouldn't use one of those aluminum ones that you can buy. It's not going to make a very good crust, and you have potential like aluminum toxicity with that, so I wouldn't recommend using one of those. So now that we have everything we need, let's get started. When you roll out a pie crust, don't try to be clean, like don't worry about it if your kitchen gets messy or whatever, because I think it's impossible to make a good pie crust and keep everything tidy. So you're going to start out with a clean counter that's cleaned, not with anything toxic, like try Dr. Bronner's soap or some kind of essential oil like eucalyptus or tea tree oil. Then you are going to take your flour and you're just going to flour your workspace this. And then you're also going to put flour on your rolling pin. Just sprinkle it like that. I like to just rub it on like this. Then you're going to take your ball of dough, put it on the surface. Put a little flour on the ball. Then you are going to just kind of just flatten it out just a little bit, just so it's not so much of a ball. Alright, so it's flat now. You're going to think of your pie dough as a clock. So you're always going to start in the middle and you're going to roll up to 12 o'clock. So start in the middle, roll up to 12 o'clock. Then you're going to turn it a fourth of the way. Do the same thing again. Start in the middle, roll to 12 o'clock. Fourth of the way turn. Start in the middle, roll it up to 12. The most important thing in making a pie crust that's stable, that doesn't break, is to keep it moving. That's why you want to keep flour handy, keep your surface nice and floured so it's not sticking. Now that you have a circle about the size of your hand, we can make this process faster. So you're going to start in the middle, roll to 12, roll to 6, roll to 3 o'clock, roll to 9 o'clock, and then make sure it's not sticking. See, oh, it's sticking a little bit, so you're just going to take more flour, put it on your surface. And then you're going to switch it around. Do the same thing again. Turn it again. It's sticking again. It's no problem. You can add as much flour as you want. And then you can just kind of just do it any way that you want to, and you can periodically check thickness. If one side's thicker than the other, you can do that a little bit more. It looks pretty even, so I'm just going to keep going. Keep turning it. Remember, that's the key. Keep turning it. Some flour there. Until you become familiar with about the size that you're going to need, how big the dough, how wide and flat it needs to be, you can periodically check. Take your pie pan, check. Yeah, it's almost there. I think I might need to do it a little bit more than this, especially right here on this side. Okay, so I think it's about ready now. This part is the scariest part, I guess, because people think, I have a perfect pie crust now, but how can I get it on here without breaking it? Well, here is a very good method. I just put some flour on my rolling pin, And then you just pick it up like this. Lay the rolling pin down. Roll the dough up, and you're just going to loosely roll the dough onto your rolling pin. Like that. Bring the plate over. Line it up, and you're just going to unroll it back over the pan. Alright, so you have it on here successfully. You could just pick it up and make sure it's lined up down in the corners here. Alright, it looks pretty good now. Now we need to trim our crust. What you're going to want to do is you need it to be from the edge of the plate here. You need it to be 3/4 of an inch or around 2 centimeters depending what kind of ruler you use. So you need to take your ruler and your scissors and just line up the number you want. So that's either 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch edge of the pie plate. And then you're going to make an indentation in the dough. Like that. And then you're going to do it again a little bit further down. Okay, now that you're finished, you're going to connect the dots. Now, you have your trimmed dough. You're going to keep this dough on the side because you might need it to patch your crust. Alright, now we're going to start making the crimped edges that make pie look so professional. And it is so easy to do, you're not even going to believe it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your dough here and you're going to roll it under. And you're not going to line it up here. I made that mistake before. You're not going to line it up here. You're going to line it up on the very edge of like the lip of the pan. So, I don't have any holes in my crust here, as you can see, but a few edges like right here, it's much smaller than like this edge. I'm going to make it bigger and thicker, and I'm going to show you how to do it because it's really easy. So you just take a little bit of your extra dough and your ice water, and this water has to be really, really cold, like Titanic, like iceberg cold, really, because if it's not going to work. And if you just try to put the dough on here without water, it's not going to work. So you can think of this ice water kind of like glue that's going to fix your pie. So get your hands in the water and just kind of put it on how you would put glue on something. I like to put some here. And then you can just add it right on there. Just a nice little patch. And then you can go back over it with water. Like that. It probably won't be very noticeable when it's finished baking. Okay, now we're going to do the last part. It's really simple. So you're going to use your thumb and your pointer finger on both hands. So start here. You're going to put your left hand, the hand inside the pie, push it into the crust. Use this finger to push in between, and the thumb on the outside. So it's pointer finger, thumb, thumb. Pointer finger, thumb, thumb. I'm a preschool teacher, sorry, maybe that sounds weird. And then when you're done, I like to just go back down and just push it a little bit flatter. But you can leave it up like that if you want, depending on how much filling you have in your pie or what kind of pie you're making. Okay, and now you have a perfect, almost perfect anyway, pie crust. What I like to do after putting the pie crust in the pan is put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour, and it's going to make the pie crust really stable, so when it bakes, the dough is not going to kind of melt and shift before it's totally done. So that is another secret to a good pie crust. And of course, my other secret is making it vegan. So I don't use any butter or any kind of animal products, and I've noticed a huge taste difference. I actually prefer the taste, and it's better for you too. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you're interested in seeing my dough recipe that I used, you can check out www.empoweredway.net, and on the same post you can scroll down a little bit further and you can see my pumpkin pie filling recipe that you can use with this crust. It's amazing and you're gonna love it, so check it out. You can also like me on Facebook. You can go to the Empowered Way, and I daily update that page with tips about health or nutrition, but I also like to update it with inspirational sayings and things that really speak to me, things that help me in this life. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, like me down below. Bye.